Just gonna go through the stuff now that I keep in my bushcraft bag all the time, whether I'm out four-wheel driving, bushcraft or wild camping. Certain things will change, whether I'm using a tarp, whether I'm using a little one-man tent, or whether I'm using a hammock, something like that, because I've just bought a hammock. But I'm gonna go through the main things that I keep in my bag at all time. Okay, so on the front of my bag, I normally have my first aid kit clipped on with a carabiner. That's if I keep it on the front of my bag just in case anyone gets hurt while we're out. I can go straight to it, and it's on Velcro, so it just rips off. So we can treat who's ever injured. I will do a separate video on what's in my first aid kit. It's a very basic one, but it does the job. There's a tourniquet in there just in case. I think that's how you say it. And there is also a first field dressing, military one, just in case. As you can see on some of the videos, we mess about, we clay pigeon shoot, we go fishing, so we're using knives, stuff like that. At least if anyone gets cut or hurt, we can stop the bleeding till we can get them to safety. Okay, so in the front pouch of my bag, this is my tinder pouch, basically, where to keep my fire lighting equipment. So in here is my backhoe Laplander saw. Pretty much most bushcrafters or anyone in the outdoors will know what this is. It's a brilliant saw, and for the price of it, it's a really good budget saw. Folds away nice and compact, and it just lives in the front of my bag. I keep one of these in the 4x4 as well, in the Mitsubishi, for when we're out green laning. If there's any overhung trees or anything like that, just whip this out and cut it down, and it takes up no space. Okay, in here as well, I also keep a shemag. One, it's good for wiping things down when you're hot. Give your head a little wipe. If it's cold, you can wrap it around you. And it's good for getting condensation off your tent, your tarp, or anything like that. So keep that in there. And then we keep my tinder box. So this has got, at the moment, I need to get some new birch bark. It's got these little tinder waxwood. You fluff them up and you take a spark dead well to light a fire. It's also got Vaseline, it's got some cotton wool, and it's also got just some barbecue fire lighters as well as some wire wool, which takes a good spark as well. And also I just keep a spare lighter in here just in case I can't get it started with me fire steel. Okay, so that's what's in the front pouch. Keep that nice and handy. Also, you can see I have a fast deployment paracord line there, so when I'm trying to set up my tarp or whatever, I can just pull that and away we go. Most of the time I just use bungee cords when I'm setting up a tarp, but I do have a fast deployment line as well for that. Okay, I'm going to move on now to the side pocket. I always keep my rain cover for me bag in there. As you can see on one of my other videos, when we were walking around Formby Woods, hiking around Formby Woods a few weeks ago, it absolutely chucked it down all day. So it was a good job that I had this with me to stop everything getting soaked. And then I also keep in there ex-military DPM Basher tarp. Okay, this is what used to get issued after the Pattern 58 poncho. The military then bought this in. I got this when I was in the TA. So this is what we used to sleep under. As you can see, just tied up with a bungee cord. It's got 6 bungees inside with pegs as well. So I can just, this is a complete little unit. I just pull out my bag and I can set up. If you want to see a video of me setting this up, drop a comment below and I'll show you how I used to set this up. Nice and simple way of doing it, just using bungee cords for speed. I also keep a battery, a DeWalt battery. I do have, I think it's in the 4-wheel drive, a DeWalt connection for this. That slides on and it turns this into a power bank, and it lasts for ages because it's used for a power tool basically. So for charging your phone, you get a really good charge out of it, and it just slides over the top of it. I'll show you that a little bit later on, the connection. then also I just keep my little inflatable pillow, just in case I'm not in this. This already has everything in it, but if I'm in a normal tent or I'm in a hammock or anything like that, or on my camp bed, I just keep a little inflatable pillow in that pocket as well. Okay, and then on the side of that, just down the side, I do keep my hatchet. Just a little small axe, nothing expensive. This was just the cheap one. At the minute, I could do with a bit of a sharpen. But I keep that there. It's out of way, out of sight, out of mind. Especially if we're walking anywhere, nobody can see like a crazy fat man walking around the woods with an axe. At least it's all tucked away until I'm getting to it. I'm setting up camp and I'm going to start a fire. So I keep that just tucked away on the side there. Nice leather sheet on it, and I've got the axe loop to match. I got them from Ormskirk Military Mart up in Ormskirk in Merseyside. They were dead reasonable and they're very helpful, like people in the shop, so they'll always give you some good advice. Okay, so going to the top of the bag now. Normally I keep my Mora companion in its sheath in the top of there until I get to camp or until I get to where I'm going. Then I put it on. Obviously you don't want to be walking around woodland public paths with a knife attached to your belt loop. So what I do is I keep that in the top of my bag until I get to camp, and then I just connect it, just put the sheath on my belt when I get there. Also it holds my fire steel as well, and striker. This one was just off Amazon, I think. It's called an Emberock. Loads of fires with it. You've seen me lighting fires with it on me fishing videos. So that's what I keep in the top pouch. So we keep that in the top pouch of my bag. When I've used it, I always slide that back into the compartment on my sheath as well. What else do I keep in here? Okay, whenever I'm out, I put my wallet in here. Obviously everyone knows what's in a wallet. You've got your cards, your driver's license, ID and stuff like that. Also goes in there. There's a couple of little chargers, and electrical equipment for my electrical goods, phone charger, stuff like that. And also I keep a compass for when I'm out doing a bit of navigation. My compass always stays in there, so I've always got it with me. And I keep a nice pair of leatherwork gloves, whether I've got to move trees, anything like that, winch somebody out. I always keep them on the top of my bag so I know where they are, or just for cooking, getting hot pans off the fire, so that they stay in the top pouch as well. With a couple of torches, so this was just the cheap one from, I think it was the Lidl. Say it's got like a flashlight on the front there, or then you pull it up and it's got like a more work light. Also I keep my head torch in there as well. This head torch is quite a good torch, very budget friendly for what it is. It was off Sealy Tools. Okay, so you push it once, the light comes on, push it again, goes a bit duller. And you push it a third time and it goes to a red light to protect your night vision, and then you push it again and it becomes a distress beacon, flashing beacon. But what is a good feature with this one is, if you hold it, it then becomes a motion sensor, so your light will come on when you wave your hand in front of it. So it's good when you've clipped it to your tent, or if you're fishing your bivvy, if you clip it on there and your rods go or you hear a noise, you can just wave your hand in front of it and it'll light up the area where it's in front of, which is really good. And it's just rechargeable, so I can recharge that off the wall power pack as well, with just the standard micro USB charger port, which I think is a really good handy head torch. I have two of these. I keep one in my toolbox and work, and I keep one in my bag for camping. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over. There's a pouch at the top here as well. I just keep a hat, a woolly hat. This is from Traction Clothing. As you can see, I normally wear hoodies and hats from Traction. They're good quality clothes, and they're not overly expensive. They're quite competitive prices, especially for the quality you get. The quality out is second to none, especially for the price that you're getting. So we always keep one of these in the top of my bag, just in case it goes cold. I know it's sun's cracking the flags, but I never take it out. And also, I keep my soya mini in there, so if I'm ever stuck, stranded, or we're out hiking and I've got no water left, all I need to find a water source and I can purify the water, so that stays in that pocket on my bag at all times. Okay, so the main compartment at the minute just got a hoodie and clothes and stuff like that. I didn't need to pack anything camping wise, because I am obviously everything packed away into the tent. But I also do keep a small offcut of roll mat in there that I'm normally sitting on, but I left it in for the purpose of this video. So a small offcut of roll mat that I normally sit on or kneel on to stop me knees or me backside getting soaked if it's a bit damp. Okay, so moving on to this pocket. Okay, so in this little pouch, if you know what this is just a fishing reel pouch, budget one. But they're good for other stuff. This is basically my brew kit that I keep in here. So I keep tea, coffees, creamers, sugars, hot chocolates, energy drinks, stuff like that out in here. So I keep all that in there to make a brew. I keep the lid off my cup, my metal cup, that nesting cup for my water bottle. I keep that in here as well. When it's not on the cup, it's when the cup's nesting on my water bottle, I keep the lid off it in here. I also have a little plastic spork that comes with a military ration pack. I just cut it down, keep it in here. And I also keep a titanium spork. I think it's called a Strafe Fire, if you can see that. I don't know whether you can. A Strafe Fire, a titanium spork. And then I also keep my wind deflector in here for my camping stove, just in there. So that's what is in that pouch. So nothing fancy, nothing amazing, but that's what I keep in there. That's my brew kit that always goes with me. I'm not a big hot drink. I don't drink many hot drinks, but I always like to keep them with me, especially if it gets cold. Okay, so there is the nesting cup that I've just been telling you about. It is a stainless steel one, so I can cook on the fire, straight on the fire with it, if I want to boil up some water for the brew or anything like that, or I want to cook. I can cook a ration in there just about. I've got to flip it upside down and stuff like that, but you can get away with doing it. And then there's a litre bottle of water there. Also, I keep another spare bandage in there just in case. I just keep that in the side of my bag just in case. Also, especially the day and age we're in now, antibacterial wipes. With COVID and everything going on, I just keep these in my bag. Especially you can wipe your dishes up when you're done, but if you're struggling for hand sanitizer, just give your hand a little wipe with these as well. Do come in handy. Okay, so this is my cook system that I take with me all the time. This is a new one I've just changed to, and it's working out really well. I don't know if anyone follows them. It's Scousers in a van on Instagram. They do the van life, so they've got a Volkswagen transporter and they travel up and down the country. So sorry about that, it's just hot today. So they are doing a pan set. So if you can see on that, it's got their logo on. So you get the pan set, the stove and the pan set for 20 quid, which you can't complain. And everything fits in it, so you get the little micro stove that fits inside the pans. You don't get this with I had to buy this off eBay separate, just a gas stand so your cooker doesn't topple. And you can get a small gas canister all to fit in the pan system. So your full cook system will all fit away into the pan system. into this nice little netted bag. As I say, so you get the cooker and the pan system for 20 quid off Scousers in a van. It's a bargain, you can't complain. I've looked at the cooker on other websites and they're about 18 to 20 quid alone. It is a very small one, which is ideal to keep in your bag. As I say, they got the little emblem, Scousers in a van emblem on there as well. So I'd say really good. I've done a bit of a review on it before, but I've never showed you how it all packs away. I've had it for a few weeks now, used it a lot, and it's never let me down. Took it out when I went four-wheel driving, and obviously it lives in me bushcraft bag now as well. So that was the video of what I keep all the time in my bag. Obviously, depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing, the main content will change. If it's raining, it's winter, there'll be waterproofs in the main compartment. If it's summer, I'll normally keep a spare t-shirt and stuff like that in there. My wash kits and stuff like that, if I'm going for an overnighter, that's always in the bag. But they're the stuff in the pouches around my bag that's staying there at all times. If you drop us a comment with what you keep in your bag at all times, it'd be great, or any ideas that I could add to mine. But before anyone says it, I forgot to tell you, I do keep toilet roll. It's got a little bit battered because it was in my bag. It come out of the waterproof wrapper, should have been in. But yeah, I do keep toilet roll before anyone asks. So that's what I keep in my bag. So if you want, drop us a comment telling you what you keep in yours, or any ideas what I can add to mine. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, I'm new to the whole, I've always been into outdoors, but I'm new to prepping kits and stuff like that and getting it all ready. So any help or any ideas would be great. And if you like what you see, give us a like and a subscribe, and watch the rest of the videos. Hopefully there's some content on here that you'll like. So I'll see you on the next one, and have fun getting outdoors.